Right, Hook here for Punch Out Boxing. It's the afternoon after the night before. What a night, Ellis Zorro, the new WBO European Cruiserweight champ. Stunning knockout. Right, I was right below where the knockout happened. You got HOSEA's blood all over my hat. Great souvenir. But first of all, yeah, just how you feeling day after?
Over the moon. I've wanted a title for a while. I think since I was at 9-0, I've wanted a title. Obviously now I'm 16-0, so it's coming my 16th fight. I won the boxer. Still like a competition thing, but no actual title. But now I've got a belt. I've got something to show for it. And I'm happy that I closed the show. Like a headline show first time on your call. So sold more tickets than I've ever sold, and I was happy to close the show the way I did with a seventh round stoppage.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better ending. Highlight reel knockout. Just looking back at the fight, first couple of rounds looked like you got the better of it. Looked like you buzzed him a couple of times, but then I'd say maybe from the third to the fifth round, looked like he was starting to get the better of it. Maybe he was getting his jab working. Were you ever in any trouble? Personally, I thought, yeah, you had a bleeding nose, but weren't in trouble.
I think that's the thing with a bleeding nose. Like it looks a lot worse, especially with mine. The way it was running yesterday can look a lot worse than it actually is. But he was landing good jabs. I can't take that away from him. Not much more than jabs. I feel was actually landing flush, but the jabs were landing, and that was always going to be the issue. Him being 6'4", got good feet, will step back a little bit when I'm coming forward. Um, and I was trying to jab with him, trying to box with him, trying to jab to the body, jab to the head, just to get my feet in range. But yeah, it's boxing. So yeah, you take a few and you give a few.
That fifth round, that was probably his best round. Did you go back to your corner, and did they say you need to start upping the ante, you need to start changing things, or did you yourself know that you need to start moving in a different way?
I felt like I was slowly getting to him, to be honest with you. I know he had a good round, but I felt like as the fight was going on, I could just see it in his eyes and his body language that the jabs to the chest were kind of bringing his hands down a little bit. I was pushing him back. I was trying to walk him down a little bit. Use my front foot just to push him back a bit. And yeah, I was actually growing in confidence, even though he was having good spurts. I was growing in confidence. It's a 10 round fight. It's not a 5 round fight or a 6 round fight. It's a 10 round fight.
Yeah, so that's important. Sort of after the halfway stage, still had your power. Landed that corker of a right hand that had him on Queer Street, and then of course the stunning one to bring things to a conclusion. Was it a punch that you saw? Was you looking for it all night?
Well, I think the first one before he went down, I was landing that single jab, double jab to the body in order to bring his hands down. I was just getting him comfortable just with just that coming and nothing following it. Then when I landed that jab, I threw that right hand over the top and he wasn't expecting it. Then we had a little thing on the ropes. I hit him with another right hand, another left hook, and he went down. Ref didn't count it as a knockdown. I think he probably needed the 8 count because when he got back up, he didn't look all there. I came in, landed another double jab, and then sent that right hand over. But this time it was a lot more flush. And like I said, he wasn't fully strong on his legs at the time, and that just sent his lights out. Yeah.
Yeah, and how it did. As you said at the weigh-in, you'd send him into retirement, and he uh, he did. I actually bumped into him on the way out, and he said that's him done, which is always sad. Um, but I remember we spoke, what was it, over a year ago at the Peacock, and things have gone pretty much how you said it would, because you said you wanted some gradual step ups. In terms of how your career's progressed, I'd say it's almost perfect.
Yeah, I mean, especially my last two fights, like they're both good names, especially Hosea Burton and Dex Spellman, former English champion and British champion. Um, Names that we all know, uh, guys that have fought other domestic fighters that you can kind of compare my performances with. Um, so yeah, I think things are going really well for me at the moment. I can't even complain. I've been matched well, been managed well, been looked after, been given the right fights at the right time. So credit to Martin and Tony Bowers on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys have been in this game so long, they know what they're doing. I was, as you said, just thinking how they gave you just the right amount of pressure to just bring you on that bit more rather than going too deep and then where you're not ready for it. But now you've got that belt, there's a target on your back, and in this game you can only ever look upwards. So it's the business end of your career starts here.
Yeah, 100%. I leave all of that to Martin. There's no particular fighter that I want, like it's all business, like you say. But again, more titles, more big fights, more headlines. That's what I'm on, and wherever that is, I'll go. Like I said, I've got a target on my back. There's no reason for me to be inactive now because I could, if worst comes to worst, I can just defend this belt. I can push on. This will give me a world ranking in WBO, so I can fight someone in that world ranking. Or there's other good domestic fights. We know who's that boxer, Sky. There's fighters at DAZN. There's other Queensbury fighters. So there's no reason for me to kind of be sitting on the shelf or not being active.
Absolutely. Some of those names you mentioned, of course, the WBO European belt will bring you well onto the radar of Lawrence or Chris Billum, whoever wins. Will you be at that show in a fortnight?
Uh, no, I won't be there. No, I won't be there. I don't know who wins that fight, to be honest. It's an interesting one, just because they've probably done so many rounds together, sparring, and obviously Shane knows Lawrence. Um, so it's kind of an interesting matchup. I don't know. I feel like one of them must know who is actually the A side in the fight. So we'll see what happens. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, and well, yeah, you've got every reason to watch with interest. As like I said, that's your easiest route to a world title because of the new belt you've got. How far away from that level are you? Like with that belt, obviously you can now fight some European level contenders to sort of up your ability a lot more. How many more do you think you need till you're ready to take on, say, a Lawrence?
Um, that's probably a. I don't really know. Um, Ability is one thing. Being able to do it in the gym is one thing. But having that experience under the lights is another thing. They've had a lot more fights than me. So I might say, oh, well, I'm as good as him or as good as him. But they've had a lot more 12 rounders than I have, fought in bigger stadiums than I have. So I don't know. I just leave all that to Mickey, my coach, and Martin, my manager. But whoever them guys put in front of me, I'm not going to say no, basically. Yeah.
For sure. I remember when we spoke, like I said, over a year ago, you said you didn't think you're a particularly big cruiserweight compared to behemoths like Ockley and Reactor, but do you think that your speed and skill set will offset that size disadvantage you might have, or do you think actually you're now growing into being a big cruiserweight?
I'm still smaller than some of the bigger ones. I can naturally walk around probably a lot closer to the weight than some of them do. But yeah, each fighter, whether you're big, small, strong, not strong, fast, powerful, whatever, you work towards your strengths, and mine is speed and boxing skill. Yeah. So,
Don't underestimate your punching power after last night either. Yeah.
yeah, it's there, but we can all punch at this weight. I do bang a little bit. No, like not necessarily a Deontay Wilder in that sense, like but I do carry power. But I think at this weight, to be honest, everybody carries power. If you get hit with the at the right time in the right place, that is 14 stone, 200 pounds. I think we all carry enough power to at least hurt another fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you sparred anyone like Lawrence or Reactor in your time?
I actually was at this. I actually started boxing at Lynn Boxing Club in Peckham, where Richard was, and we sparred there a few times. But this is way before I even had a one amateur fight. He was a novice as well, and then we did some more sparring at Miguel's. He actually helped me spar for my debut back in 2017. So the last time I sparred Richard was 2017. I sparred Lawrence when I was 1-0 as an amateur. So again, 2013, 2014. Um, so not since then, no.
Well, lots, a lot of water's passed. Yeah. Interestingly, the strong rumours that Reactor, your fellow South Londoner, might get Gulamarian. How do you see that one going?
I didn't know about that. I feel like whoever they, like, I feel like if Richards carries that power, he can be losing all 11 rounds, and then in one round he can finish the fight. He carries that kind of power, so you can't ever really bet against him. Um, Mentally, I know him a little bit, so he's mentally quite strong as well. He's up for it, and yeah, he carries that equalizing power, a little bit like Deontay Wilder.
I mean, interesting. Here's a dream scenario for you. Let Lawrence, Chris, and Richard knock lumps out of each other. You work your way up, and then you come in, and whoever's still standing, you outmaneuver them and take all the belt.
Yeah, so that would be great. Yeah, everything is timing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously, there's a business as well. Fights are not simply made like on YouTube or social media calling other guys out. It's about what do I offer. There's fighters not beneath me like that, but there's fighters that might want to call me out, but I look at them and they don't offer nothing to me. And some of these boys up there financially, I might not offer something to them, but winning this belt has kind of brought more to my brought more to my arsenal, if that makes sense. Brought more to the negotiating table. So yeah, all in time when it makes sense. I think all these fights will happen.
Yeah, it's a cruiserweight division, as you know, so exciting domestically. There's a lot of fights for many years to come. Any idea when you might be out next? Have Queensbury given any indication?
No, I literally fought less than 24 hours ago, so I haven't even caught up really with Martin just yet. I'm just still, happy and kind of over the moon at this. I'm just sinking this in and taking this in before I think about what's next. Just resting up at the moment. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Just basking the glory for now. Like you said, Martin and Frank will do that work for you. So, Ellis, yeah, well, congratulations again. Absolute pleasure catching up with you, and yeah, can't wait to see the next one.